ஹலோ. ஆமாம் 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 அது வருது வருது வருது. உன் ஃபோன் வேண்டாம், இதே போதும். ஒருத்தர் இங்கேருந்து ஆப்ரேட் பண்ணிட்டாரு, நான் பார்த்துக்கிறேன். வேணாம் வேணாம் வேணாம்.
ஹலோ
ராஜசேகர், குட் மார்னிங்.
குட் மார்னிங் சார். இருக்கேன். அதான் ஓகே ஓகே
குட். நீங்க தான் காம்பியர் சொன்னாங்க.
ஆமாங்க சார். ஆமாங்க சார்.
வெரி குட் வெரி குட். பண்ணுங்க, நாளைக்கு நானும் ஷேர் பண்றேன் கூட, 2 பேரும் சேர்ந்து.
எப்போ இப்பயா?
இல்ல, நாளைக்கு நான் ஜாயின் வித் யூ.
ஓகே. ஆமா நாளைக்கு சார் ஏதோ ஒரு வைவான்னு சொல்லிருக்காரு மஞ்சுளா.
ஆமா அதான் இப்ப பேசினாரு என்கிட்ட.
அப்படிங்களா?
இன்னைக்கு ராஜசேகர் பண்ணிட்டு நான் கூட வேணா ஹெல்ப் பண்றேன், இல்ல நாளைக்கு நாளைக்கு நாங்க 2 பேரும் பாத்துக்கிறோம் சொன்னேன்.
ஆமா
ஓகே.
ஆமா எல்லாம் வந்து
சொல்லுங்க.
பழைய இது இருந்தது, அதை எடுத்துட்டேன். அப்படியே அவங்க பஞ்சா அனுப்பிச்சிட்டாங்க மேடம்.
எல்லாருக்கும் அனுப்பிச்சிருந்தேன்.
ஆமா, உங்களுது வந்து அந்த லாஸ்ட் அந்த மாலதி மேடம் பலாம் பாத்தீங்களா, அது நல்லா இருக்கு. அதே படிச்சிருவேன் இப்போ. மத்தவங்க வந்துதான் கொஞ்சம் இதுவா இருக்குது. சரி பாக்கலாம்.
நான் என்னோட அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன்.
அப்படியா? அது படிச்சுதான் படிக்கிறேன் உங்களுக்கு.
அப்படியா? இப்ப புதுசா அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன் பாருங்க, உங்களுக்கு அனுப்பிச்சு விட்டுமா?
இல்ல இப்ப அது எழுதிட்டேன், மறுபடியும் பண்ண முடியாது. மேனஸ்கிரிப்ட் காப்பி வச்சிருக்கேன் கையில.
போதும்.
ஏன்னா நாளைக்கு எப்படின்னு தெரியல, பாக்கணும். அது சீக்கிரமா அனுப்பிச்சா நல்லா இருக்கும். அவங்க வந்து லேட்டா அனுப்புறாங்க மேடம், பாவம். அவங்களுக்கு ஒர்க் பிஸியா இருக்காங்க.
இல்ல எனக்கு நம்ம வீட்டுல பிரிண்டர் இல்ல, நம்ம உட்காந்து கையில எழுதுறதுதான் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமான வேலை தான்.
நான் கையில தான் எழுதிட்டேன், வேற எல்லாம் பண்ண முடியாது.
என்ன செய்யணும்? இல்லைன்னா
எங்க வீட்டுல பிரிண்டர் இருக்கு, ஜெராக்ஸ் மிஷின் வச்சிருக்கேன் நானு.
ஓகே.
பட் லேப்டாப் இஸ் சம் ப்ராப்ளம். புதுசு வாங்க போறேன். அது வரைக்கும் தான்.
பக்கெட்ல ஏதாவது போன் இதுல சிஸ்டத்துல போட்டுட்டு போன்ல இருந்து படிக்க வேண்டியதா இல்லைன்னா?
அதுதான் பிரிண்டர் ஜெராக்ஸ் மிஷினா வாங்கிட்டோம். 36,000 ரூபாய் கொடுத்து.
வெரி குட் வெரி குட்.
பண்ணும்போது இப்ப லேப்டாப் ப்ராப்ளமா இருக்குது. இப்போ
எனக்கு சிஸ்டம் எரிஞ்சு போச்சு சார் இப்ப இந்த மழையில. அதனால மொபைல் பண்றேன். அது இப்போ ஒரு
புது லேப்டாப் இப்போ ஜனவரி தான், இப்போ இந்த மந்த்லி வந்து ஆஃபர் போட்டிருக்காங்க, வாங்கலாம்னு இருக்கேன். அவங்க கிட்ட டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணக்கூடாது, டாக்டர் இருக்கு. சோ அவங்க கேட்க கூடாது. சரி, நம்மள போன்ல படிச்சிடலாம்.
இது ஒரு 15,000 கேக்குறானுங்க அதுக்கு ரிப்பேர் பண்றதுக்கு. மதர் போர்ட்ல எரிஞ்சு போச்சான்.
அடுத்து இன்னொரு 5,000 20,000 ரூபாய் போட்டா புதுசு வாங்கிடலாம். வாங்கிடலாமா? நீ பாக்கலாம், எப்படின்னு பாக்கலாம். எல்லாம் வந்து ஸ்லைடு அனுப்பிட்டாங்க.
10:25 அவங்க ஏதாவது அவங்க கூப்பிடாம அவங்க ஏதாவது இருக்காங்களான்னு சண்முகதிக்கு ஃபோன் பண்ணுமா?
கேளுங்க ஃபோன் பண்ணுங்க, பண்ணி பாருங்க. இப்போ நம்ம 2 பேர் வந்தாச்சு, மேடம் மூணு வந்தாச்சு சொன்னாங்க.
ஆமா.
முன்னாடியே கேட்டு வாங்கணும். லாஸ்ட் மினிட் இருக்கும் இந்த பயோடேட்டாலாம் அனுப்புறாங்க. அதுதான் ஒரு இது. அதுதான் நம்ம வாங்கி அதை ரெடி பண்ணதுக்குள்ள டைம் ஆயிடுது.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்றாங்க. ஒருத்தர் கேட்டேன்.
ஓகே,
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்றாங்க.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா?
2 minutes
வரலையா?
இல்ல வரணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் யூடியூப் ஆன் பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? யூடியூப் இது ஸ்ட்ரீமிங் ஆன் பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? அது கூட
ஆமா, இது எனக்கு சொன்னப்பதான் நான் படிக்க முடியும். அது எனக்கு எப்படி சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல மேடம்?
யாரு சார் சொல்றேன். இல்ல அவங்க சசிரேகா இல்ல, இவங்க வேற யார் பேசுறாங்க தெரியலையே.
இப்போ எனக்கு நான் சிக்னல் கொடுத்தாதான் நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண முடியும்.
ஆமா, சண்முக நதி தான் பேசணும்.
சார் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவாரு முதல்ல.
சார் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம் சார்.
சார் ப்ரொஃபசர் சார் வந்துட்டாரா? அவர் தான்.
இல்ல சார், அவர் ஆன் இருக்காரு
சார். அவர் வந்து சொல்றாரு, இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணலாம் சொல்றேன்னு சொன்னாரு என்னை பத்தி. ஜஸ்ட் ஹலோ.
சார், சார் வந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணிக்கிறாரா? ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண சொல்லிட்டாங்க சார்.
அப்படிங்களா சார்? சரி, ஏதோ சொல்றாரு.
சார் வந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணிக்குவாங்க, நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம்.
ஓ, அப்படிங்களா? சரிங்க சார். ஓகே. குட் மார்னிங் எவரிபடி. ஹலோ, கேக்குதுங்களா சார்? ஹலோ.
கேக்குது சார்.
Good morning, everybody. I am Lion Dr. S. Rajashekar, Vice President of Mala, and also President of Lions Club of Madras City. I have great pleasure in introduce Mr. K. Venkatramani, Master Degree, MA Sociology, MHED Education, MLS, MPhil in Library Science, and started as scientist at Satish Dhawan Space Center, ISRO, Sri Harikota, for 34 years. Before joining in ISRO, Varudara video? Hello, ISRO. He studied in various organizations like Annamalai University, Baba Atomic Center, Department of Atomic Energy, Bombay. Presently, he is the Secretary of Mala. I welcome and I invite K. Venkatramani as a resource person today, first session, to take over the session and begin today's lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajshekhar, for your nice words of introduction. Mr. Shanmunathy, could you please share the slides?
Video வருதுங்களா?
Yes. Yes, sir. Okay. Next slide, please. Good morning, everybody. Dr. S. Srinivas Raghavan, coordinators, Dr. P. Ganesan, librarian, Dr. Librarian, University Library, Dr. Alagappa University, Karakudi, and other coordinators of Bharadas University, Tiruchirappalli, Dr. Nityanandam, Dr. Rajshekhar, and executive committee members of Mala, and my dear friends. It gives me a great pleasure to deliver a lecture during this pandemic situation jointly with BDU, Bharadas University, Tiruchirappalli. And my topic is digital library, digital resources, and digital repositories. Next slide, please. As you know, traditional library is a treasure house of knowledge, and well-stocked library is an asset to this college or university or institution. A library is the heart and soul of an educational institution. A library spreads knowledge. These are all the traditional qualities of a traditional library. Next slide. Then library is a treasure house of knowledge. Then traditional library services, interlibrary loan service, bibliographic service, indexing and abstracting service, digestive service, etc. And next slide. Why libraries have become digital library? Why have become a move towards technology and all? These are all the reasons for a paradigm shift from traditional library to the digital library or the modern library, smart library. Why innovative services? For example, exponential growth of information or information explosion, interdisciplinary research, new subjects are emerging, and more journals and books are published. New developments in communication technology, universal access to information made possible by internet and World Wide Web, emergence of information sources like e-journals, e-books, and online databases, and the remote accessing of information. And the role of librarian has become intermediary between internet and the user. Remote accessing of information is the order of the day. Hence, the libraries are called virtual library, library without walls, or web library, and so on and so forth. Searching of information in internet is searching a needle in a haystack. For that, we should have a good search strategy to get relevant information from the internet. Otherwise, all our searches will get very noise or unrelevant information. We will not get relevant information. Next slide, please. Then innovative library services. In digital era, these are all the innovative library services. For example, library should have a library homepage, or it is a web portal, so that from the library homepage, the user will be able to know what are all the various services rendered, what are all the resources available, and all this will be available, information will be available in the library homepage or the library web portal. And the services are web pack, e-journals, email service, news alert, current editions list, new book information, current awareness service, selective dissemination of information, digital library, digital repository, institutional repository, virtual reading room, virtual resource center, library networks and consortia, then library automation, cloud computing, library in smartphone, challenges of library professional in digital era. Next slide, please. Then online public access catalog. Because of the digital library and library automation. We know where library is no more having card catalog or indexing codes. User has to go to the library terminal and search the online catalog available there. It is a computerized catalog made available on network. Wherever you are, it will be through via network. You will be able to search the library catalog from their desktop or from your work spot. Then web interfaces are familiar with graphical and navigational interfaces. Then library at desktop, users can search from the desktop using various keywords like author, title, subject, keyword, publisher, place, etc. Such algorithms or Boolean search using logical connectors or and not can be used to specify your search and get relevant information. Using Webpack, status like charged, reserved, on shelf documents can be known. Next slide, please. Because of digital library, we are the resources are digital resources. The resources which are available in the form of a machine readable or electronic format is called e-resources. For example, e-journals, e-books, then online databases and other subject databases, etc. Some of the databases shown in this slide is subscribed by ISRO library. For example, we are getting core journals, print plus online. E-books, we have subscribed number of e-books like AIA, e-books of IEEE, that is IEL library. Then all this American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, we have got around 215 books. These e-books are available for perpetual access. Perpetual access in the sense, once we subscribed, we will be able to download and put it into our server or our repository or our digital collection. It can be used by the library users anytime or forever. As long as it is available, we will be able to use it. Then NTRL database, National Technical Research Library database. This is a specific database used by Aerospace Library. This is published by NTIS, National Technical Information Service of Department of Commerce, USA. By these NTRL databases, the research that is going in America, US, on various topics of engineering and other disciplines will be made known to the other world. The unclassified documents are available for sale as a database, and we have been subscribing some of the relevant aerospace databases, aerospace subjects are there. We are subscribing for ISRO libraries in all ISRO centers. It has got 3 million publications covering over 350 subjects. Links over 8 lakhs corresponding full text reports. Coverage is from 1970s to present. Aerospace and high-tech database. It is published by International Aerospace Abstracts, one of the very famous aerospace institute which publishes the high-tech database. This we have retrospective date from 1962 to present. We are getting it, and in addition to that, all the ISRO Center libraries are using almost all the standards for their space technology related work and also for quality control. We are subscribing Indian standards DVD and with the full text, and it can be used from 2 to 5 users. Similarly, we get all the DIN standard, then ASTM standard, American Society for Testing Materials, ASTM, ASME, IEEE, and MIL standards of American military standards, and many standards have been subscribed by us. Next slide, please. Then let's see the traditional library versus digital library. What are the differences? As you know, the conventional library, the resources have been acquired or procured in a regular way. In a digital environment, the resources have been licensed through an agreement. We are by a licensing or agreement, we are buying from the publisher. Then resources, or in conventional library, books, journals, etc. In digital library, e-books, e-journals, grey literature, reports, thesis, conference and proceedings, standards, patents, state catalogs, etc. Indexing was a normal like title, keywords, then author, ISBN and other classification number, all that is indexing, conventional indexing. In metadata, it is a data of data. We have to index in a proper way that the database will be able to retrieve the relevant document from the electronic database. Then catalog. Olden days it was a conventional code catalog. Now it is an online public access catalog. Then ownership. The ownership of conventional library, the books will be very much available in the library, and we have got the ownership of the documents available with that, and we'll have a stock register and stock entry and all. Whereas the accessing the online database, the ownership is in question, because we will not have nothing in our hand. We will be using the server or the publisher site and searching or accessing the databases or e-journals, etc., e-journals, e-books, etc. Then services are available at library, and in digital library, the services we can remotely access from our data from our desktop. We can access it from 24/7, and remote accessing the sense the document which resides anywhere in the world will be able to search from us from our desktop. By sitting in our computer itself, we will be able to search the books available in Gutenberg Library or the Library of Congress or National Science Digital Library, and so on and so forth. The same way, more and more space is required. As Dr. Ranganathan has told, fifth law of library science, library is a growing organism. More and more documents are procured in a conventional library, and a space for arranging or shelving that books or documents is in question. Whereas in digital library, it occupies less space, and even internet is sufficient. Most of the corporate libraries like TCS and other companies, corporate companies, they will not have any conventional library. They will have only a very few computer terminals. With the help of the internet connection, users will be able to search the relevant information. That's why it is called an internet library, or a library without wall, or all this virtual library and all, because one single terminal with a computer connection, we will be able to search the information which resides anywhere in the world. Okay, next slide, please. Digital library. Here, digital library saves the research in digital forms. As the ICT has taken over the computer, that is information communication technology, most of the documents are published, and libraries have networks also. And because of this, the online databases and e-journals, which are very costly, as you all know, some of the scholarly information which is available in electronic databases or electronic journals, etc., is very costly. One single library will not able to offer this. For example, the Scopus, Web of Science, and all other indexing journals, as well as the research journals and research articles are very costly. That's why we have to go for resource sharing with other library with the help of internet and networking, etc. These include conference papers, technical reports, journal articles, internet publications, grey literature. Most of you might not have heard about grey literature, because grey literature, scientific organizations like ISRO, DOS, DRDE, DRDO, we are very familiar with that, because it is a materials and research produced by organization outside the traditional or commercial academic publishing. Because for a particular project of ISRO, many reports we will prepare. These are all called grey literature, and we have to refer the grey literature published by National Aeronautical and Space Administration, NASA, Washington DC, or European Space Agency, etc. These are all the grey literature published in this aerospace literature, and we will be referring that for the many of our projects, and we will publish our project reports, etc. That is called grey literature. Other collections include newspaper clippings, lectures, video lectures, then audio lectures, etc. Then knowledge resource management. most of you may be knowing that nowadays, library is called a librarian, or library is called a information center or information manager or knowledge manager, knowledge management center, so on and so forth. Because information is knowledge, information is power, like that. It is called as knowledge. And knowledge resource management is very essential, because the knowledge is of two types, that is explicit knowledge and the tacit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is that the knowledge which is available in the form of book and other relevant information, published information, is called the explicit knowledge, and it is already available, recorded and available. Whereas the tacit knowledge, or the personal or hard to formalize logical opinions, or the experience gained by an individual in an organization over a period of time, or the practices, best practices within an organization, and is expressed in individual, etc. These are the knowledges available in experts, has to be recorded and put it in a database. Next slide, please. For that, ISRO, whatever the lectures delivered by our ISRO chairman or scientists, and we will be having dialogue with regularly with the senior members, and what are all the problem solving, what are all the problems faced by the various projects or various situation, and how the problem has been overcome. All that will be recorded and kept for future reference. For example, any launch vehicle failure or any fuel leakage, etc. How they have handled the situation. This has to be recorded, and it will be useful for the future generation. That is why the knowledge database is very, very important, and especially in corporate companies and research organizations like DRDO, DAE, and DOS. It is very, very important, and we used to preserve it and keep it in our digital libraries. Then now we have different types of digital documents with us. How to preserve the digital documents? For that, we should select the digital software which is relevant for your library, and based on this, there are many open source softwares are available for digital library, like DSpace, ePrints, Fedora, Greenstone, SDL, etc. Then with the help of this software, you can select which software is relevant to your organization, and then you can you have to create a database with a proper metadata and all. For example, in ISRO, we have got a number of databases of in digital library. Some of the databases are already opened with the help of CDSIC software, that is computerized documentation system, integrated set of information system, that is a CDSIC software, is a software distributed by UNESCO for the library. And some of you might have heard about the CDSIC software. We have created a database of launch vehicle database using the CDSICs, and that is an excellent software. We are able to retrieve the information, and we have entered all the relevant information about the various launch vehicles like ASLV, PSLV, GSLV, etc. And retrieval of information is very, very easy. Similarly, we have the expert database. Just now I had discussed with you. Same thing we have in Ellipsis software also. That also we are able to retrieve the relevant information. And these are put in appropriate collection with the proper metadata. Metadata is nothing but a data of data. That is like books we are indexing. Here we have to index properly. That is should retrieve, because digital library, the amount of documents available is very, very high. We should be able to retrieve the relevant data from that. Unless you code it properly or give a proper metadata, getting the relevant information or discovery of information, relevant article, it is called discovery. It will be very, very difficult. For that, the metadata, you should give it in a proper way. This digital collection forms institutional repository, and most of the special libraries have their own institutional repository. Next slide, please. And then metadata, as just now I told, metadata can be defined as data of data, describe the content, quality, condition, and other characteristics of data. Metadata is vital in helping potential user to find the needed data and determine whether the data set will meet the needs before they spend the time and money to obtain and process it. This is nothing but data of data, and it gives the various qualities of the information stored. Then harvesting. Here, harvesting in the sense the whatever the in open archive initiative context, the harvesting refers to the gathering the metadata from number of repositories. That is called harvesting. Specifically, to the gathering together of metadata from a number of distributed repositories into a combined data store. All this metadata will be collected, and it is called harvesting. That is collecting it and keeping it for future use. Then Open Access Archives Initiative, OAI, and other is called Open Access Scientific Outputs are scattered across many disciplinary archives, institutional e-print archives, etc. The Open Archives Initiative, the international movement to solve this problem, it aims to develop and promote the use of standard protocol known as Open Archives, maintaining and Open Archives metadata harvesting protocol. Okay, next slide, please. Then because of ICT, these computers, we have library networks like LAN, WAN and all, and we have, because of the information, the digital resources are very costly. No individual library will be able to buy all the information published in the market. For that, we should have form a consortia or libraries which are dealing with. Libraries are called two different types, that is a homogeneous library, heterogeneous library, or homogeneous library, or the libraries which are specified in a particular subject or discipline. Say example, all the academic libraries or the scientific libraries or research libraries like ISRO or DRDO or DAE, they can come together, all the homogeneous library, and they can jointly form a consortia to procure and the information, digital information available in e-journal, e-books, e-database, etc. So by doing this, we will be able to save a lot of money, and we will be able to get more number of resources for us. Then for this, many types of consortia and models are available. Open and shared consortia forum of resource sharing in astronomy is FORSA consortium. Then closed group consortia in CSIR and IIMs. Institutional headquarters funded model is Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. Then centrally funded is CSIR, Indust, UGC Infonet, HealthNet, etc. National consortium, Indian National Digital Library in Science and Technology, Indust, and UGC Infonet. Information and Library Network, InflipNet, South Sindhu consortium with access to around 6,000 plus journals, 1,64,300 ebooks under Enlist, and 6 lakhs ebooks through National Digital Library, Kharagpur. Next slide, please. Advantages of consortia. Advantages of consortia: to all the access to all the titles of publishers, to all libraries in the consortia, multi-year agreement with the fixed annual price, discounted price on multiple print copies subscription, and then archival access depending on publisher's policy, benefits to small library to access more titles. Users are happy with the wider access on the desktop. These are all the benefits of the joining and group buying or consortium mode of procurement. Then next, then under digital library, and because of the digital libraries and very open source information are available abundantly, then open source software like open source journal articles, research papers, standards, research reports, etc. One of the very famous open source journal is Director of Open Access Journal, DOAJ. This Director of Open Access Journals was started in May 2003 by Land University, Sweden. It has started with the 300 titles, centrally, publicly, and internationally available community curated database of high quality open access journal titles across all disciplines. We aim to be the starting point for all information searches for quality peer-reviewed open access material. Next slide, please. DOAJ, Directory of Open Access Journals. DOAJ is a community-curated online directory that indexes and provides access to high-quality open access peer-reviewed journals. DOAJ is independent. All funding is via donations, 22% of which comes from sponsors, 78% from members and publisher members. All DOAJ services are free of charge, including being indexed in DOAJ. All data is freely available. DOAJ operates an education and outreach program across the globe, focusing on improving the quality of applications submitted. It has a collection of around 14,300 journals, 11,348 searchable article level, and it contributions from 133 countries, and it has got around 4,652 and 101 articles, 65,000, 2,101 articles. Next slide, please. Then why open access? Okay, funded research should be available to all. Then more exposure, then more citation, then more review, control post-publication, better quality science, more efficiency, less doubts, double studies. Then everybody can participate in knowledge creation. That's why the publisher wants to popularize their journal, put in the public domain so that it will be very popular. More number of people will use it and cite it. For all that reason, more and more open resources are available in public domain. More use of innovation potential and more. Next slide. Then example of DOAJ, OA statement. This is an open access journal, which means that all content is freely available without charge to the user or his or her institution. Users are allowed to read, download, copy, distribute, print, search, or link to the full text of the articles or use them for any other lawful purpose without asking prior permission from the publisher or the author. This is in accordance with the BOAI definition of open access. These are all the way we are allowed to use almost. We can read, download, copy, distribute, print, search, etc. This we can able to do it in the case of open access journals. Next slide, please. Then full open access OA or not hybrid, peer reviewed. 1/3 scientific or scholarly publishing full text, original research or review papers, and then all disciplines or subjects, sources, academic, societies, government, then commercial, non-profit, private, and then level researchers, all languages. These are all the full open access DOAJ. Next slide. Then open education resources. Before the earlier slides we have seen open Directory of Open Access Journals. Here open education resources. These are Google documents made by Portland Community College librarians in response to requests for help from instructors. Most of you might have seen all these. These are available in internet. These are the open education resources. Then discipline specific OER, Open Educational Resource, Virginia Technology. On this page, you will find only licensed textbooks along with supplemental material, interactive simulations and other resources. Then subject resources from University of New Hampshire, a collection of resources divided into humanities, social science, and SEM categories. Then discipline-specific resources from Virginia College, that is University of Houston, Victoria College. On this page, you will find the largest, most popular repositories of open educational resource separated by subjects. These are all the open educational resources available online in the public domain for public access. Okay, next slide. Then open access books. Most of you might have searched all these open access books. These are all readily available. Then OpenStax College, Rice Connections is providing peer-reviewed quality open textbooks with interactive components. There are some amazing textbooks available here with more production. College open textbooks. This effort funded by the Hewlett Foundation seeks to drive adoption of open books. Many of the books shared on their resources are reviewed. Then open textbook library. All this you can you can go through in the internet and see what are all the contents in that and what are all the subject coverage, etc. BC Open had a curated collection of open textbooks, many reviewed by British Columbia faculty, Global Technology Project. Then Wikibooks, a project of Wikimedia Foundation. This collection of group written textbooks in a variety of sources follows rules similar to Wikipedia. The next slide. Open access books. Project Gutenberg. You might have heard of Project Gutenberg. Every World Book Week time they will give free downloads. Number of books I have downloaded for our library. It is books are available for free download. They can give more number of books during the National Library Week period. Then find the full text of classics and public domain works from the first massive e-book creating organization in existence. And then Google Books, you may be knowing. Some of the books presented in this mass conglomeration of scanned books are fully available. Most are accepted. Then American Institute of Mathematics, Aviation, handbooks and manuals, free books for doctors. These are the free medical books available for doctors. Then Larix open textbooks. Then Bloomsbury academic textbooks. Next slide, please. Then next, we'll go we have seen the various e-journals available in open access and the e-books available in free download in the public domain. Similarly, we might have heard about NPTEL, National Program on Technical Enhanced Learning. NPTEL is a project of MHRD initiated by 7 Indian Institute of Technology versus Mumbai, Delhi, Kanpur, Kharagpur, Madras, Guwahati and Roorkee, along with the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in 2003 to provide quality education to anyone interested in learning from IITs. Then most of the students who want to do any course in IIT, they can make use of the NPTEL. Most of your colleges you may be having. Some of the colleges are having NPTEL coordinators in your colleges. With the help of that, the main goal was to create web and video courses in all major branches of engineering and physical sciences at undergraduate and postgraduate levels, and management courses at the postgraduate level. Highlights largest online repository in the world of courses in engineering, basic sciences, and selected humanities and social sciences subjects. Online web portal. You can go and search the online web portal of NPTEL account, nptel.ac.in. It has got more than 471 million views. The next slide, please. Then NPTEL online certification course since 2013 through an online portal. 4, 8 or 12-week online courses are available typically on topics relevant to students in all years of higher education, along with the basic core courses in sciences and humanities with exposure to relevant tools and technologies. And in-person proctored certification exam will be conducted at ₹1,000 per course, and certificate is provided through the participating institution and industry and when applicable. you can enroll from your college and you can do some of the courses. And these are all the useful links given here, user guide, then help videos for NPTEL online certification courses, then online coursework, then other details are available, timelines and guidelines. Then next slide. SWAYAM. SWAYAM is a program initiated by Government of India and designed to achieve the three cardinal principles of education policy, vice access, equity and quality. Yesterday, Dr. Madhukar, a former advisor to NAC, was discussing about that. The education policy suggests self-learning such as from SWAYAM or from MOOC, massive open online courses, etc. These are all the order of the day. The underprivileged or disadvantaged people who are not able to go for formal education, they will be able to able to study with the help of this SWAYAM, etc. Access, equity and quality. The objective of this effort is to take the best teaching and learning resources to all, including most disadvantaged. And that's what I'm telling the poor people who cannot afford to go for a regular college study. They can be made use of this facility. SWAYAM seeks to bridge the digital divide for students who have hitherto remained untouched by the digital revolution. Those who have not seen the digital documents or digital revolution, it will be eye-opener for them and they will be able to study with the help of these projects, SWAYAM project, and have not the digital revolution and have not been able to join the mainstream of knowledge economy. Next slide, please. Then this is done through a platform that facilitates hosting of all the courses taught in classroom from class 9th to post-graduation to be accessed by anyone, anywhere, anytime. This is the motto. It should education for all, equality, and it should be serve the disadvantaged people of the society. And all courses are interactive, prepared by the best teachers in the country and are available free of cost to any learner. More than 1,000 specially chosen faculty and teachers from across the country have participated in preparing these courses, and this will be highly very good service done by MHRD for the educating the masses. The courses hosted on SWAYAM are in 4 quadrants: video lecture, specially prepared reading material that can be downloaded or printed, self-assessment tests through tests and quizzes, and an online discussion forum for clearing the doubts, etc. Steps have been taken to enrich the learning experience by using audio, video, and multimedia and state-of-the-art pedagogy and technology. The next slide, please. Institutional repositories. So far we are talking about the digital library of various organizations, how digital library has to be formed, how we have to create a digital database, and how the indexing metadata has to be done. All that we have discussed. Here, the institutional repository, the digital library of a particular institution is called a repository. Olden days we used to say the document stored in a printed book stored in a place is called depository. Similarly, the digital document stored, it is called repository. The institutional repository are open access, online electronic archives of university, research outputs such as journal articles, conference papers, books, book chapters, and digital objects including video and sound files. The institutional repository, I have discussed many of the research libraries or academic libraries will have their own collection of thesis and dissertation or the conference paper, journal articles. These are the resources which is stored over a period of time. Is served as in a digital library is called a repository. That's why every institution will have its own institutional repository. The National Digital Library and other places, all the repositories of the institution have been integrated, and it is we are able to search in one place in a single window. That is a service. The various repositories are integrated, and we are able to get the information at one window. That is only the NDL is doing. NDL is not having any document on its own. It is simply collects and integrates and give it in a single window, like the repository available in DRDO, DA, Department of Atomic Energy, and CSIR, then INSDOC, DECIDOC, and so many other university libraries, all the theses, etc., and integrates and giving a single window. That is only a National Digital Library. We are able to get all the resources from that. The next. The National Digital Library of India, NDLI, is a project under the Ministry of HRD, Human Resource Development of India. This is a national mission on education through information and communication technology. This library was launched in May 2016 and was opened in June 2018 by the then Minister for HRD, Javadekar, and it integrates several national and international digital libraries in one single web portal. That's what I was referring. It integrates all the digital libraries in one single portal, and we will be able to search the information at one single place. Next slide. Then objectives. With the help of National Digital Library, create a 24/7 enabled infrastructure. That is, anytime, at any place, if you are able to access, even from your mobile phone, you are able to access the NDLI library, and you will be able to see the resources available there. It has got in 60 languages. It has got lakhs of books from LKG to research students. Then enabled infrastructure for NDL with single window search facility to indulge hardware systems, networks, software tools, applications, and interoperability standards. The interoperability, just now I told, like metadata harvesting, interoperability. Then harvest ideas. It is nothing but harvesting the institutional digital repository across the institution of the nation to provide integrated access. It is only harvesting the various institutional repository and provides a single window approach for searching the information. Facilitate select institutes and disseminate existing content and create new digital content. Then provide support for immersive e-learning environment on multiple levels, scanning across all academic levels from school to college to university to lifelong learning, all disciplines such as science, arts, humanities, engineering, medical, law, and etc. All languages vernacular used as a medium of instruction, support interfaces in vernacular and for differently abled users. Next slide, please. National Digital Library of India, the resources, more than 60 type of learning resources are available. More than 60 type of learning resources are available. 10 million items have been authored by 3 lakh authors. Items are available for more than 70 languages. Repository integrates contents from different institutional repositories. Educational materials are available for users ranging from primary to postgraduate level. Repository hosts contents from multiple subject domains like technology, science, humanities, agriculture, and others. Then National Digital Library, it has got the resources like it is giving the integrated access of the various databases which I am going to read now, that like InflipNet Sodhganga. It is available in NDL. It hosts around 38,000 theses and synopsis reports authored by Indian researchers from different institutions. Krishi Coures, that is e-Granthalaya, more than 50,000 agriculture books, journals, articles, and reports. LibriVox, free public domain audiobooks, more than 2 lakhs audiobooks. NCERT, Hindi and English books of different subjects for students from primary to 12th standard. And it has got in other languages, and I was told that Tamil books are very, very few only. Then NPTEL is an acronym for National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, that already we have gone through that. It is also a part of a National Digital Library. It is available, NPTEL documents or resources also available here. The next slide, please. Then Tamil Nadu Digital Library, the then Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Dr. J. Jayalalitha had announced on the floor of Assembly under 110th of 1st August 2014 with regard to the creation of networked digital library at Anna University jointly with the Tamil Nadu Open University by digitally networking 13 university libraries within Tamil Nadu for sharing information sources for effective utilization. Then this library was opened in 2018 by our present Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, inaugurated the Tamil Nadu Digital Library on 7th April 2018, which has over 5,000 e-resources and around 10 lakh bibliographic information that will be helpful for students and teaching faculty. The library set up at a cost of 186 crore provides books, articles, question papers, videos, and presentations through website. And it is very unfortunate that I've seen in internet this library has been temporarily closed. It is suspended its services. We are not able to search from this, and they have to take the government has to take initiation to bring back to the use of students, because the 13 university resources are integrated at a single place, and a research scholar working sitting in Bharatiya University will be able to search the documents available in Annamalai University, or from Tirunelveli University one person can search the documents available in Annamalai University and Madras University, so on and so forth. But these services are suspended for a short period, and we hope that it should be implemented immediately. Next slide, please. The networking of the digital library system enables the students to encourage the use of e-books and share the resources available in all colleges and universities of Tamil Nadu round the clock. It is also established digital repositories and provide possibilities for students to have around the clock remote accessing through login, IP-enabled internet facility. Now, because of the pandemic situation, most of the library has come for, with the help of the mobile technology, the library is able to be accessed from the students with the help from their mobile phone, etc. Recently, in the month of October 20th, Annamalai Institute Library has gone to public to the students with the help of mobile technology, my loft, my library at my fingertip. The students and the faculty members will be able to search the resource of Annamalai University Library with the help of the password sent to their email or to their mobile phone. They will be able to see the book. Similarly, yesterday, Srinivas Ragan was telling that even Bharatiya University resources can be searched by the users and the faculty members and the students with the help of the password and etc. from remote access also is possible. And because of this pandemic situation, most of the libraries are going to give the remote accessing service, and it is available in IIT and all ISRO libraries also. We have within the campus we have got accessing the information available, and this is the order of the day. All the university libraries should come forward to give the services to the research scholars and students to access their information remotely with the help of their mobile or from their internet. With this, I conclude my talk. I thank Dr. S. Srinivas Raghavan, Controller of Examination and the Head Library, Professor and Head of the Department of Library Information Science, Bharatiya University, Dr. P. Ganesan, University Librarian, Karakudi, University Library, Karakudi, and other coordinators of BDU, and executive committee members of MALA. I thank one and all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Rajshekhar?
Sorry, unmute பண்ணுங்க சார் ஆடியோவா சார்.
Yeah, I'll unmute.
சார் ராஜசேகர் சார், unmute your audio please. ராஜசேகர் சார், unmute your audio sir. சார் ராஜசேகர் சார். ராஜசேகர்.
அன்மியூட் பண்ணியாச்சு சார். கேக்குதுங்களா? அன்மியூட் பண்ணியாச்சு. ஹலோ. ஹலோ. ஓகே, இட்ஸ் ஓகே.
எஸ் சார்.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello.
கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க சார்.
பண்ணலாமா? Thank you, sir. Let me present the profile of Dr. Mohammad Hanifa. Okay. Dr. Mohammad Hanifa is MBA and PhD degree holder. He is working as associate professor in University of Calicut. He has published 5 books and various titles of library and information science. To his credit, he was published 41 journal papers. He has also published 58 journal papers. He has contributed chapters in various topics in 5 library and information science work. He has participated many conferences, seminars and workshops. With this introduction, I invite Dr. Mohammad Hanifa to deliver his lecture on research data management. Thank you, sir. Sir, Dr. Mohammad Hanifa. Hello. Hello.
Hanifa, sir?
Yes, Hanifa.
Please
Sir.
switch on the camera, sir. Yes, sir is coming. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your introduction. Indeed, it's a matter of... Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Indeed, it's a matter of great pleasure to have been asked to present a paper in the short-term workshop organized by the Madras Library Association, jointly by the Bharidasan University. I express my sincere thanks to Ganeshan sir, Srinivasa Raghavan sir, and all my friends in Alagappa University and Bharidasan University, and my beloved library professionals in Tamil Nadu. Today, we are going to discuss a topic on research data management opportunities and challenges for libraries. Are you seeing my presentation, my slides, sir? Hello? Are you seeing the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, research data management is a broad topic, as you know. Actually, it is a scholarly workflow. The last speaker mentioned about many things about open access and use of the open access resources, etc. So this is a continuation with that presentation. Data is very important. Data reuse is part of open science. This is another concept, and open scholarship and data sharing is a paradigm shift nowadays. And funded research, the main idea, the main concept of this research data management is funded research data are a public good. Always we are using different types of research funding for academic research, research projects, etc. Always the funded research data are a public good and produced in the public interest. So, which should be made openly available with as few restrictions or without any restrictions, financial, legal or technical, as possible in a timely and responsible manner, and that does not harm the intellectual property. Always the good science require good data that make your science inspectable, or to make science transparent, and it can inspect the results and outcome can be inspected by others, especially the public. Make your data available. For that, we want to make our data, the raw data, available, and make your workflow, the process, available. And good scientific practice depends on the communicating the evidence, that how the data is derived, and what is the population, and what is the sample, and what is the pattern of the raw data, etc. Open research data are essential for reducing and also for self-correction for the researchers also. Data for research should be intelligently open accessible and accessible and also usable. Especially nowadays, an institution's visibility or reputation is increasingly built on all research outputs of the faculty members or scientists and wider societal and for economic impact. And before going to discuss the research data management, there are some other concepts, for example, open access, open data, and linked data, etc. So let us see some of the definitions, some of the concepts of related to the open access. So what is open access? Anybody can explain what is open access? Hello? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Anybody can explain what is open access? Okay, let us see. Open access is from the name we can see it is open, it is free, immediate and online availability of research articles, coupled with the rights to use these articles without any legal, technical or financial barriers, fully in the digital environment. Open access refers to research outputs, even if majority of the cases, the open access refers to academic articles, that is the use of the academic articles. So open access refers to a research outputs which are distributed online and free of cost or other barriers. And open access can be applied to all form of published research output, including peer-reviewed journal articles, non-peer-reviewed academic papers, conference papers, theses, book chapters, and monos, etc. So usually the academic articles have been main focus of the open access movement. And open access research is advanced by a range of distribution mechanism and business models. Government and funding organizations, usually the government and funding organizations, especially in the Western world, are increasingly demanding that the researchers' data, raw data, should be publicly available. So the researchers are properly store and share the data. And before going to the open data management, let us one more concept that is open data. What is open data? Any idea? Open data. So open data is a research data that is freely available on the internet, permitting any user to download, copy, analyze, reprocess, pass to software, or use for any other purpose without financial, legal, technical barriers, other than those inseparable from gaining access to the internet. So open data is also is a paradigm shift that data should be openly available, and that should be freely available, and anybody can use openly for their for analysis, for analyzing, especially for some of the government data can be used, for example, census or like that. And sometimes these data can be passed to for a processing in a software for their own analysis or any other purpose without any financial or legal, like for example copyright or patent, etc. And any technical barriers other than sometimes these data have some restriction for authorized use, etc. So other than those, inseparable from gaining access to the internet itself. Open data is the idea that some data should be freely available to everyone to use and republish as they wish, without restriction from copyright, patents, or other mechanisms of control. The goal of the open source data movement are similar to those of other open movements, such as open source software, open content, open education. So there are a lot of terms like open science is a new term, and open access is there, open education is there, open content is there, and finally the open web is there. And another important term in this scenario is the research data. What is research data? Research data defined as the recorded factual material, usually collected by different means in a research process and accepted in the scientific community as necessary to validate the research findings. And research, always the research data with the unlikely other types of information is collected and observed and created for the purpose of analyzing, for the purpose of deriving meanings to the data to produce a valid original research output. Data that has formed the basis of your research output, your investigation, PhD, research or research project, scientific projects are all examples of the research data. So data can be, in that type, the research data, the raw data can be messy and inconsistent. Sometimes it's incomplete, incorrect, misspelled. So there are a lot of works, especially for the. There are a lot of opportunities for the librarians to curate the research data. Reuse of the research data are essential to reproduce research, to replicate research, to verify or validate research, and to integrate with other data and documenting data for interpretation. And let us now go to the, so there are different types of data in the case of research data, that is, it may be the observational as a part of the research, and there are a lot of experiments both in scientific and social science. All the fields are producing a lot of experimental data, simulation data, derived or compiled data, and qualitative and quantitative descriptive, geospatial, images, audio, video, models, software. So there are a variety of types of data produced as a part of the research. Now, what is RDM? Any idea from the audience? Why I am asking is this type of question is in order to get the audience response. Anybody can explain what is RDM? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. This RDM is research data management.
Okay. Oh, okay, sir. Anybody explain me what is RDM? Because it's a short term course, that is why I am asking, in order to make the interactive a little bit. Anybody explain, sir? Okay, let us move to the definition. Research data management is an explicit process covering the creation and stewardship of research materials to enable their use for as long as they retain their value. And one of the chief goals of this research data management is to make the research process as efficient as possible and cutting down the time spent looking for things. So even though some of the institutions are not following a research data management, so it has many benefits for the research process. Because the researchers have a plan and they should have a very scientific and systematic workflow so that they can manage their data, they can manage their research process, and they will get more time for critical thinking, for data analysis, for their process, and also even for writing. And more than that, the funders are increasingly requiring researchers to meet certain data management criteria, even while applying for the research funding. When applying for funding, and you may need to submit a technical or a data management plan, how you are going to manage the data for the research. Currently, most researchers, especially in universities, in academic research, most researchers keep their data on their own personal computers, personal laptops, storage devices, and this data will be destroyed after 5 or 10 years, and without the documentation and without any version control, and even without backup. And but however, this time, with the use of a very robust information and communication technology infrastructure that support the research and advanced and also for advanced data acquisition, storage, management, they are producing a lot of information in the form of the research. So we want to manage, we want to store, and we want to integrate these data, and also we want to give visualization of this data by different types of information processing services. So that is the idea. That is just like in a database. We want to scientifically and systematically manage our research raw data scientifically, and this data should be available to the public for free use, freely available to the public, and sometimes they may be validate the research finding, because most of the public funded research are public authority. The public are the authority. They have to validate it. They want it is the public good, so that it should be freely and openly available without any financial, technical, or legal barriers. So along with this research data management provide a lot of benefits for the researchers and also the parent institution. And why are the scholars caring more about the data? Because they are conforming to funding body policies, especially in Western countries. Funding body policies are demanding, they are setting some criteria even before submitting the proposals, and institutional policies and legal obligations. And it is also a research data management also provides the legal safety, legal obligations, and it is a code of conduct. And for achieving new research outcomes and higher research impact, that is usually the raw data will get more visibility, the institutions will get more prestige and visibility, and dealing with the huge data deluge and discovering, sharing, reusing data, that is the paradigm shift. That is we can use a lot of data without reproducing the data, and we can avoid reproducing or duplicating the same data and validating the research, and also for it is a scholarly process. Finally, it is improving for the research practice. And why are the institutions caring more about the researchers' data? As you know, we are now a research institution, both in academic and like universities. Their visibility, their prestige is reflected by their research, especially their research. And that is why the Alagappa University is demanding more research papers from their scholars and their faculty members. And they are the Alagappa University is little bit success in that action, because now the faculty members are writing more papers, the scholars are now writing more papers. So the research data are a manifestation of the intellectual property of the institution, and they are enabling leading edge research and supporting research institutions, research aspirations, and increasing research outcome and impact. And always it will reduce the legal risks, and it will attract more researchers, and it will attract more research funding from. If we are producing more research, if we are producing more scientific scholarly information, scholarly knowledge, and if our institution is visible for this scientific world, it will naturally fetch more research funding. And there are a lot of activities in a research data management, like in a traditional database management, and all the librarians are the best persons for doing the research data management activities. So it is beginning from a planning. Planning is always essential. Even the institutions are not demanding for a RDM. The individual researchers can plan. So data management planning is the starting, and the investigators are producing different kinds of data during their investigation, and documenting data and accessing and using this data. And there are a lot of other works, for example, curating the data and making this data available for reuse and storage and backup of this data, sharing, dissemination of data, and the natural outcome of the research of the data. So these are all the technical aspects or the activities involved in a research data management process. So let us see the data life cycle. You can see that is creating data, processing data, and analyzing data, and finally preserving the data, and giving access to the data, and reusing the data. So, as we know, there are a lot of interfaces, a lot of medias that we can share data. For example, as in the last class, Sarah mentioned about institutional repositories, archive, data management repositories, RDM repositories. So multiple roles to sharing this data. For example, depositing with a specialist data center, or in a data archive or data bank, and also for submitting. Some of the journals ask the raw data, submitting them along with to a journal to support the publications, depositing them in a local research group or in an institutional repository. Of course, for building a collection and an institutional repository for a research data management, it needs additional configurations in a repository, because we are building and designing a repository, a collection for research data, and making them available online by a project or institutional website. And so in the data management plan, we have mentioned about the data management plan. It is one of the very important part of research data management. Actually, in India, we are designing and building institutional repository, even without its full workflow. We are installing a software and we are building a collection for institutional repository. But there are a lot of other processes for building an institutional repository. So just like that, in data management, RDM also, there are a lot of terms that will make the data management perfect. So data management plan is very essential. Even this data management can implement an institution for a lot of benefits. It will give a workflow, a transparent workflow for the researchers. And why are data management required? Increasingly, as we have mentioned, major grant agencies require data management plan as a mandatory part of the grant proposal process, because the funders are demanding as a part in the research proposal, they should mention the plan for the research data management. And another important concept is the data policy. That is, many institutions which know funder mandates for data management plans still carry out data curation and a data policy in place simply because it is a good practice. Having a data policy helps in clarifying many issues and acts as guide for the staff carrying out at the end. So data management plan and a policy for the institution is a very good scholarly activity, scholarly practice, best practice, because it has a lot of advantages for a scientific, for a systematic workflow of the investigation that will give a lot of valuable time for the researchers to concentrate on critical thinking and data analysis and even for writing. So many of the institutions have even without any mandate from the funding agencies, they still carry out data curation and data management policy. And so, as mentioned, we are using robust ICT infrastructure. So we are producing, the researchers are producing n number of data, especially, for example, in healthcare, there are a lot of data producing. So systematic management of this data, that is why we are calling big data. That is a systematic management of this data is very essential. And what are the main concerns of the individual researchers? Always the investigators are reluctant to share data because of many reasons. Because they have an apprehension that their data may be misused, or somebody used their data before they are going to publish the data. So they have the concern that data may be misused or misunderstood because it is raw data, and concern that will lose their scientific edge in a particular subject if sharing their data before they're publishing, disseminating the original results. And some scholars have a desire to retain control of the professional asset and consent that will not be credited. So usually in a scholarly research paper, they have to get the citations and credit. But in the case of the raw data, usually it is used by the others for their own purpose, sometimes for their own analysis, for making their own research, etc. So they have an apprehension, they have a concern that they will not be credited. And a lack of career rewards for data publication and the culture in particular research disciplines and availability of infrastructure. So there is an incident in our own department, in our own botany department. One of my colleagues investigated, they produced a very good data regarding by scientific analysis in lab experiments, and he made this data available in a repository. But before publishing his own research paper, somebody has used this data and processed the data and published a research paper in a scientific journal. So that type of things are happening. So it's a concern of the researchers. And so what are the opportunities for libraries and librarians? Actually, as I mentioned in the very beginning of my talk, libraries and librarians are the best persons or institutions. They have a lot of knowledge by managing the data, managing the information, both printed and online or electronic information. They know the techniques of classifying, cataloging, making the metadata, data curation. So they are the best organizations or persons for research data management. So libraries have earned a trusting relationship with the researchers. Usually the libraries, the investigators see the libraries and librarians as a part of the scientific research process. So they are using the libraries for scholarly research papers without any concern. So they have they have a trusting relationship with libraries and library professionals. So general perception of a library is safe and sustained and trusted unit for long-term document data preservation and information. And they have a lot of information management skills, including the access, storage, dissemination, and processing of the information. And in a digital field, there are a lot of skill, for example, data curation and assigning the appropriate metadata and managing the different types of interfaces and managing the different types of repositories, archives, and also they have professional skills regarding the copyright, patent, etc. And finally, in now in a digital environment, there are a lot of security-related issues, including the hardware, software, internet, and also the cyber security. So they have the competency, they have the knowledge, they have the skills. So they are the right persons to manage the research data. And skills in the dissemination of information, and libraries can help the researchers in depositing their data to international subject repositories. Libraries can help for the researchers to find the appropriate archives. Not only for archiving, the library professionals and libraries can help the researchers for preparing the data management plan, even very beginning of the research process, and user education and training skills. And what are the challenges? The librarian should can involve even in the data management plan, because ordinarily, naturally, the investors have no idea about the data management plan. So the library professionals can help the investigators for preparing a good data management plan even before starting the investigation. So there are many challenges. For example, generation of large quantities of data sets. As I have explained, we are using robust information and communication technologies, and due to the widespread use of many databases and due to the widespread availability of data, that is, we are living in a big data environment. That generation of large quantities of data sets. So data sets are the data that is freely available, that is curated, that is immediately usable. There are a lot of data sets are available. So we have to systematically manage all these type of data sets for the benefit of human beings. So competencies of library professionals are very helpful for managing these data sets. And workload of library professionals. So usually now we are seeing the library professionals are, the number of library professionals are decreasing day by day. No further appointments are not taking place. So the library professionals have a lot of burdens. They want to manage their traditional library. In addition to that, have managed a lot of things, including the digital library, institutional repository, archives, their OPACs, even their library portals, etc. So there are this RDM is another area. So workload of library professionals is a concern of the libraries and library professionals. And just like the other archives like institutional repository and digital libraries, this RDM also need the basic information and communication technology hardware, like the computer ICT infrastructure, the software side, and also the humanware. So the cost of the RDM and ICT infrastructure is also another challenge. And one of the very neglected area of the library professional, especially in India, is the data curation. We don't have a good practice of data curation. That is also another challenge. And let me conclude that my presentation here, that public funded research data is a public asset. So it should be publicly available. It should be freely available without any financial, technical, or any technical barriers, legal barriers, and it should be freely and transparently available for reuse, for reanalysis, and also for validate, because we are using public fund for our research. So data reuse is a part of open science and open scholarship, and data can be shared in many ways, and data sharing is a paradigm shift, and research institutions will need to engage a research data management platform to accommodate the researchers. So research data management is a very scientific and systematic workflow for managing the research and also for managing the research data. It will provide a lot of opportunities for the researchers and also the parent institutions. Thank you very much. Sir? Hello?
சார் ராஜசேகர் சார் அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க. கேன் யூ அன்மியூட் ப்ளீஸ்? ராஜசேகர் சார் சார் உங்க ஆடியோ
ஓகேவா? ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ சார், தேங்க்யூ ஃபார் யுவர் வண்டர்ஃபுல் பிரசன்டேஷன். டாக்டர் அனிபால் சார், தேங்க்யூ சார். ஓகே சார். டாக்டர் வித்யாராமன் சார் ஃபோன் கொஞ்சம் பாருங்க, அவரு என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் தெரியல. பிரசிடென்ட் போகும். ஓகே சார், பிரசிடென்ட் சார். எஸ், ஹலோ, கேக்குதுங்களா? இஸ் இட் ஆடியபிள்? ஹலோ
சார்.
ஹலோ.
எஸ் சார்.
எஸ் சார். சார் பிரசிடென்ட் சார் வந்துட்டாரா? சரி, shall I continue, sir?
Yes,
next.
Sir. Continue, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir. Next, I have great pleasure to invite Dr. B. Jaiprakash, MPhil and PhD degree holder, working as an associate professor in Bharathidasan University, Tiruchirappalli. He has published 31 international journals and 11 national journals, sir. He has participated many conferences, seminars, and workshops. His total experience 11 years, research experience 5 years, and also working as a placement coordinator. He has produced 26 MPhil scholars and 2 PhD scholars. Now currently helps 5 PhD and 3 MPhil scholars. I invite Dr. B. Jaiprakash to deliver his lecture on tools for research visibility. Thank you, sir. Please continue, sir.
Thank you, sir, and thanks for your formal introduction. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And most respected Bharathidasan University authorities, and respected Professor and Head Dr. Srinivasa Raghavan, and respected President of Mala, Dr. Nithyanandam sir, and Mala Organizing Committee members and chapter heads, and coordinator of this program, Dr. Ganeshan, Dr. Ranganathan, Dr. Sasireka, and my dear LS professionals, very good afternoon to everyone. And first, let me congratulate the Mala and our department colleagues for arranging this wonderful 5 days training program, which is useful for LS professionals to update themselves. And I also just thank that organizing committee for giving me the opportunity to interact with our LS friends. So I wish to share some of that information related to research visibility, which is required for LS professionals to update themselves in recent technologies, and also to teach and train their faculty members in their respective institutions. And this also supports, they can handle an NAC or NRF to support of your IQAC or the committee, and very much your visibility also will be increased in your institutions. And yesterday, like inaugural address, our deputy advisor of a NAC and spoke well, and he pointed out and how the LIS professionals' role will be changing, or what exactly which is required by authorities of accreditation and ranking authorities. And he has mentioned like, and we need to just update ourselves and change our roles in the different aspects. And to support of the NAC, IQAC, the committee members. So in that aspect, and my class will be, I wish to share some of that information related to research visibility, and sure this will help all our LIS professionals to update and to teach your fellow colleagues and research scholars, and this will allow you to just go for a better visibility of yourself. So this is our, about my class and introduction, and I wish to just share and research visibility. There are a number of profile management tools are there, and I'll introduce these tools to you. I know that you're all doing good and you are well aware of that research tools, and I wish to tell you like, and not only just aware of the tools, and we need to make ourselves as very thorough in this, and we are in a position to teach our faculty members and scholars. Okay, so then, and people will have a very good positive look on us, and will be improve our visibility. So in that aspect, I would like to just take 30 minutes is very, very less, and there is no other go, and a lot of experts to discuss at the various topics. So I'll try to make myself in only 30 minutes, and I'll wherever I want to just skip and just skip it, not exactly skipping, and to highlight what the important of the tools like. Okay, so with that short introduction, I'll just start my presentation, and now I wish to share my PPT. Yeah, please confirm anyone and whether it is visible. Yeah, thank you. And as I said, like, and which is the research visibility, and the tools for research visibility is very much important for LIS professionals to update themselves and to teach their faculty members and then scholars. Okay, so now first let me introduce what exactly the research visibility. So now research visibility means to show your research activities to the outside world, to get noticed by researchers and connect with them. And a lot of research which is happening, but people, they are not aware what research by that which personality and where he belongs, which the institution he is into, and which field of his, people are not aware. So very good research which is going on, and we should have a research visibility based on that, and people will get connect with that the entire research group, and your research also will be known by outside world. The activities aimed at promoting a research which are increasingly important in researchers' work. Now all that the researchers they are doing a very good research, but only thing is like they are just missing that visibility. So for that, first of all, you should be, you should aim for promoting of your research in a first instance. Okay, so now that is getting increased. So in what are the ways you can promote of your research, and how you can just share of your research with the public domain. So that is prior most activities among the researchers. Why? Because number of, it is information explosion. There are a number of the papers which is available. The very good research which is headed by the overflow of information. Right? To avoid that, and as a researcher, you should promote of your research. That's the prime duty of any researcher. Now, by making of your research visible and accessible, you increase the chance of your research being noticed, used, and having impact. Why I should just go for research visibility? And the means is like, and that will be get noticed and used by your fellow colleagues, and based on that you will get an impact. So you will get citations of your papers, and even this increases your own reputation. You are good in the particular field, and you are producing a lot of the contribution towards your subject, and you will be a very fame among your research group, and the chances of success in your academic work. Whenever you just apply for any funding, when you apply for any collaborations, and when you apply for any postings in a higher postings, you will get noticed. Now these are the important about why we need to just go for a research visibility, and what exactly that research visibility means. Now these research visibility, how we can achieve is only by that the tool is called profile management system. The profile management system is a tool. Okay, so based on that you can make your own visible, either by the individual or by the institution. You could make all your research visible outside the world. Okay, now profile management system is a web-based tool to organize research activities, carried out by a researcher, such as your interest, your skills, your experience, your expertise, your projects, your publication, all your just funding details, everything can be just put in a single place. Now, it is very, very difficult to know what Madras University is doing and who's in a Madras University, what are the faculty members' skills and interest, experience, nobody knows in the outside world. Okay, so there is no proper system to have a look into that. So now this profile management system will allow you to just collect all that the faculty members' details in a single place. Okay, and the profile management system acts as a knowledge management as well as it allows us discovery tool for the researchers, faculty and scientists, etc. within an institution as well as across the institution. Once you make ready of your profile management system, which is available in your institution, that will help what are the papers which is floated by our faculty members or our scholars, and that will be useful for to get update of the faculty members themselves, and plus the new researchers, they will also just come to know that what exactly our faculty members, our researchers contribution, where we can start our own research. So all that can be utilized based on this profile management system when it is available in your institution. Like, okay, it is not only for useful for the faculty members of your scientists, it is outside world also it is useful. So this is what the general profile management system. Now, what are the major functionality of a profile management system? Now, faculty activity reporting. All that faculty activity reporting can be have in a single place. For example, now NAC, when they just come for collecting of the faculty information, they are really struggling. All that NAC, whenever they're just visiting, they're working for more than 1 year and collecting the faculty members update profiles. And a number of reminders they will give, and we are reluctant to give our report. Why? Because we doesn't have any structured report with us, and so we couldn't pass on to the IQAC quality, IQAC, the committee members. So now all that faculty activity reporting and will be have in a single place. So that's called profile management, the important function. And structured publication, your scholarly output, data management, everything you can have it in a single place. And grants and awards, total how much grants you have received and what are the professionals awards which you have just received, all the details you can have it in the single place. And research networking and expert profiling, this will allow you to network with not only your own research community, it will allow you to just have a research community of outside world. So who you are and which area of your expertise and which paper you recently published, where and all you visited, what grant you have received, all that information you can have, and this will be visible for entire world. And research analysis and reporting can be done within 5 minutes. So as I said, NAC or NRF, when they ask for details, and immediately you can just submit by the department wise or individual wise and total and any other heading, whichever they want, either publication or funding, whatever it is. So it is very, very simple to support of your research analysis and the reporting. Now these are the major functions of a profile management system, and the benefits of a profile management system is reliable roaming experience. It means wherever you are there. Now it is in a pandemic situation, you may be working from your home, and if the IQAC people or NRF, the people, when they ask for any the detail of your recent update, what you can do, you can just update from your home itself, because this is available in a web page, like your Gmail, how you are accessing, same like you can access by a browser and submit to that. So it's very, very, otherwise you have to say like, sir, wait for a month together and I'll just come and submit after reopening all it is. Not required. Now faster logon system, it's very simple. You can just log on with your Google account or Facebook or whatever it is like. So which is takes immediately, and there won't be any struggle or verification, nothing will be there. Immediately you can just have a login. And inclusion by default. This is the wonderful the option which it has. Already you published a number of papers. All the papers automatically it just brings to your profile management system. You need not to just worry and type that the details, what maybe like 100 papers you publish, nothing to type automatically. It just includes, because it has a standard, it has an input option which is there. It will allow. And profile size control. This is the wonderful option, because and in our university we have around 275 faculty members. When we ask the faculty members to submit of their profile, each and everyone CV biodata, so each and everyone will just submit in the different the formats. I may be submitting in 50 pages of my PDF, and other person maybe like only 5 pages he can submit. And so now these are the problem. And after just getting by the IQAC, and they cannot do anything based on this, the different the types of profiles which are submitted by the faculty members. Now here, profile size control, this system has very clear what is the personal information and what is our educational background, what are the contributions, what is the publication, awards, grants and everything. So you have to feed it into that exactly, that gives the CV with a structured manner. So this is what the very good and a profile size control and robust profiles. Whatever the profile which you have, it is a very technically high, and those are the profiles where you get update with the recent technology. That's called the robust profiles. It is about the system, the very strong, that means, and detailed reporting, and anytime within seconds you can get for a number of reports which is required by that your universities or your college authorities, and easy to implement and simple to maintain. These are the important benefits by that profile management system. Now, as the part of the NAC or NRF as a librarian has to get involved and make ready of your own, the institution's profile is ready, and whenever that required by that the authority, you can submit immediately. Now, what are the important tools which is available for a profile management system? So there are a number of tools, and I'm just going to highlight only few, because any one you can just implement and keep ready of your institutional. At the same time, there are a number of individual the profile management system also is there for a better visibility of your research. So for that, I'll also introduce a number of tools. You be thorough with this. Not by knowing this you can get a familiarity, and you have to just get along with that, try to use, and you will get familiar on this. Then you can teach your faculty members and scholars. Really, your institution research will be a better visibility in future life. Okay, so now the number of tools which is available. There are activity insight. It is with the digital measures, and symplectic elements. It is by the symplectic company, and Coures, which is by the elsewhere very dominative publisher, and insights by the Thomson Reuters, and Coures by that Proquest, Digital Vita, University of Edinburgh, and Profile Research Networking by that Harvard University, and Vivo, it's very famous by the Cornell University. Now IRNS, it is by the Influence Center. Now these are the profile management system which is available, but the paying and getting it's very difficult by our Indian other libraries. So better what we can do, we can just go for IRNS and free, which is available with the Vivo. Now Coures, that will cost you like around 20 lakh per year, and Vivo and IRNS, which is right now, I mean, Vivo is open source, and IRNS, which is free service by that Government of India offering through Influence Center, we can offer this. Okay, I'll just introduce only three. This highlighted one, Coures and Vivo and IRNS. Rest all you can go and explore yourself. Wherever I want to skip, I'll just skip. Only that important I'll highlight, because only the 30 minutes. Oh yeah. Now these are the previous what I've shown, those tools which is useful for that your institutions, and tools for profile management system for individuals. For individuals, what I can say, and ResearchGate, and Google Scholar, Bublones, Vidwan, Manley, Academia. Now these are, there are many tools which is most important and very good feature I have selected, and these are the tools which is available for an individual to maintain their research details, and that will be visible for that outside world. Okay, so hope you're clear. I have just given that the link also. Better you can just visit, try to log in yourself, get familiarized, and teach your fellow colleagues. Now simple introduction about what the IRN is. Now Indian Research Information Network System. This is by the Influence Center in collaboration with the Central University of Punjab. They have done it like, and with the Government of India, you support. This is now all that institutions, now recent, I think 2 weeks before, and UGC has given a notice, and it has emphasized that all higher learning institutions should go for IRNS, and individual members, individual faculty members should log in with the Vidwan. Now these are the requests recent which is implemented, which is advised by the UGC to go for all the higher learning institutions. So don't get confused that IRNS, it is for the institutional, and Vidwan, it is for an individual. I'll tell you, and later sometime, if any queries, I'm ready to answer for that. Now IRNS, the system, it is by the Government of India right now, which they're giving as the software as a service. Simply you extend and give your details, they will post and they will maintain. Okay, now this is what IRNS. Now, the simple, the homepage which I'm just showing, like in IRNS, you can connect, see here, 30,000 faculty members already connected on this, and more than 6,12,000 records, publications which is available. Now, simply, you can say that in Indian universities and who is topping and what are the faculty members' contributions, everything you can have it in a single place. So this is the facility of Indian Research Information Network System. So just log in and you can find out which faculty dominantly for which the area of research he is doing, and he belongs to which institution. All that information you can find by this. If you are not maintaining, it is very, very difficult to find who is doing good and what. So this is a simple, the screen, it shows like an IRNS which is implemented in BDU, and taking is the nodal officer, and we have implemented long back, and we have around 173 faculty members already logged in, updated their profiles. We have around 2,600 records, which is published records are available. And just to show that the faculty members, the profile, how facility you have on a single screen itself. Now, IRNS faculty profile, see here, this is the faculty and Lakshmanan and Muthuswamy Lakshmanan, and simple to know, and this is the profile information will be available. As I said, personal information, your expertise, your experience, educational qualification, honors and awards, and your professional bodies and publications. Everything will be there. Okay. So here in a single stretch, you can have a look. Total publication is 322, and all the letters and all the details. What are the publication? It spreads and then gives the detail and the type of documents. And here it shows like a citations by the Scopus, your H index, your cross-ref citations, your Google Scholar citations. Everything will give. Okay, so you not to worry, you need not to go and ask that Professor Lakshmanan, what is your paper and other things. Simply you can just log in and find out. Now this says like a publication range and the total what it is. And apart from this also gives that each and every individual article and how it has got shared by the social media also. This is the recent alt metrics that also it's available. Now profile ID, each and every faculty member you will give, and you will get an ID also. Now these are the important. And apart from this, you have an option to share up your co-author network. Total your publication by year wise, and how many people you have jointly just collaborated the work you have done. You can have a look into this. And this also has that option to integrate all your the author IDs, the Scopus ID, Google Scholar ID, everything you can integrate one. So whoever wanted to have a Scopus publication, simply click on it, they can have a look into this. Okay. Now these are the facilities which is available. Just to know, I'm just showing it. So this is what IRNS. The next, the tool which I would like to introduce by that Elsewhere's, the Pure. So here Elsewhere's Pure, as I said, like it is by that Elsewhere company, and they are charging you very, very heavily every year, 15 to 20 lakhs. They're just charging it. And this got a very good the invitation from that the top level institutions and private institutions. Already they have around 250 plus installation across that board, and features. It has many features. You can capture and reuse that the different the data from multi-channels, maybe like your publications and your awards and everything automatically sculls and then validates. Whatever you submit of your research data, it validates. It means international standard. It will validate whether whatever you're given a data is right or not. So once it is validated, you will get a certification from this the Elsewhere. You can apply for any funding or a collaboration to the outside, or even you can apply for a jobs and they will give you the certificate. So this is the research data by that particular person. It is valid. To all that the extra service they are doing by this. And profile, our profile researchers with their profile refinement service. Once you submit your profile, and they have a very good the expert profile refinement service, and the experts are there. They will refine how good your profile, how you can modify, and for an international standard, all that they will help you and identify. You can identify the subject experts or who is good in what, all that it is possible. And when you search, it will allow you to just search and who are all good in the comparative view and who are all good in the particular subject by that other institution. Even that also just shows, that's called a fingerprint engine, all it is. Now report, you can take a very good report and whatever by that authority, you can analyze and track a research progress by the year wise, month wise, or whatever it is. Monitor, you can just monitor for your grants and how you are spending all those things. and showcase of your all that collaborations to that outside world, it is possible. Now the profile management, it has each and every profile management, it has different features, and simple Pure has very good, and this is the sample I have taken from the Manipal University. So as soon as you have implemented, that shows like the number of faculty members. Now these are the faculty members. 8 user arrangement will be there. You can search. Yeah, now simple search I made it for Sasidhar Acharya, and just to show, see here, this is what overview, fingerprint and network and research output, similar profiles. See, when we say like a professor and head department of public health and similar profile, there are 44 profiles are there. Now we can have an equivalence like and who's doing good, what are the papers and overall, and so immediately this 44 profile, it says like, and they all belongs to public health dentistry. So you can compare, you can say that what to be contributed to beat them, all it is possible. And immediately citations, H-index, your article, all the details will be in a single run. Okay. Now just to show, and you have to get yourself familiarized on this. And next tool which is available for Vivo. Now these 3 tools which is dominantly available for an institutional level. Okay, that's what I wish to say that. Now Vivo, it is an open source, freely available, and they were just taking for the Cornell University, which they have just introduced. Now they have just taken care by that DuraSpace, the DSpace who was taking care, and they are also that project, DuraSpace project, they're taking care for Vivo implementation also. You can approach or you can just download all that the softwares which is freely available with the source code, and it has a very good features. It has automatic import and external internal sources. As I said, like your publication, wherever it is available, automatically it just scales from Web of Science, from Scopus, from Google Scholar, all it, and from Crossref, it is possible to download all your details. And authentication and modification of profiles is allowed. It will be possible by this, and you can do a customization also. Identify the current work and find an expert who is good in what, and you can find out by this. And simplify reporting a task and visualizations. Visualization is nothing but what are the papers you have produced with the last month, and overall the co-authors and which area you have contributed. All visualization you can get it. Now these are the upcoming area in LIS, and you can concentrate on this. Now researchers geographical locations, and this particular research, where it's happening, which location they are into, all you can have a look into this. Now co-author network, overall your collaborative authors, and overall collaborative your projects, investigator network, all you can find out. Map of Science is nothing but which area of research. Say, for example, I have produced more than 55 papers, and what are the 50 papers it deals with, in which area of LS the contribution. So that gives for the Web of Science, and author profile integration with ORCID ID. International and unique ID is there, it is possible to integrate. Not only with the RQ ID and all that IDs, it is possible to. Now this is the sample which I'm just giving you. It is in a Texas University and a web page which they have implemented with Vivo. See here, in a single page, Texas University, the research, how good it is. Say here, 3,000 people involved in this, and 5,000 plus the organization, it means the departmental sections were involved in this, and here 176,000 research papers which is available. Now in a single click in Texas University, what they're doing is I can find out by this profile management system. I need to go and talk to them and get the details from the faculty members. Simple click, I can understand, right? Now this is what I highlight. Now sample, I'm just showing that how best you can just search A to Z of a profiles of the faculty members, and sample the particular professor I have just selected from sociology, and this is the overview. It says like a co-author network or web of all that authors which they connected with that. You can link. This shows with the co-author network, the visualization of what I'm just talking. It is possible. Why I'm just showing this screen is you can have a better understanding. It is possible. Now this says like what are the subject specific his contribution is. He has produced for the 16 publication. Out of his 16 publications, what are the disciplines, what are the subject area he covered. Now this is that yellow, it shows like his area social sciences, and what that dominantly he has produced these papers, right? All that. Now this shows as an institution, overall your institution concentrates a research output in which are the areas. All you can, even by the individual institution, both you can have a look. This is called the research interests. Now global collaborations, when we talk about now the NAC, everyone is asking like, what is your institutional collaboration, individual collaborations? So when we have this, we can understand like an international collaboration of by the funding, by the paper, all it is allowed. So you can have a map and then you can have an evidence to show that the authority. Now grants and the contracts. So here the grants, this is the colorful total number of grants around 2,401, and this says with the amount also. Okay, each and every dot it says like it's amount, how much you got a grant for us spending it. There's more than millions of amounts, so that you can have. Now NAC, they're asking like a total grants with the projects and everything. It is very much useful. Now these three, which is most important for that the institutions. Now rest all I wish to introduce for the individuals. Now Manley Research Network, which has recently come up. Before they were considered only for that the reference management. Now they have just come up with that the profile management. That's called Manley Research Network is available. Please just log on to this manley.com and the research network community. You have an option to create for a free account. So here all your research data and you can publish, and it will be available for a international visibility. Just I'm introducing. I'm not going to give any the features. And academia.edu, this is also very famous, and already 2 crores of academics have signed up, and 59 lakh of papers are which is available. So now you advise all your faculty members, they need to faculty members and scholars, they need to search any of the paper in Google. So you let them just to create their profile, they can search from there. See here, 59 lakh of papers which is available, already scholarly papers, and you will have access with the full text also. So this is the option, wonderful option you have, and you can just tell them. And academia.edu, this is the place where you can just go. Academia.edu is the place to, and you can just start initiate of your login. And a sample I have just taken here. What is the information is? So here is the home. And how it looks is you can have a home, analytics, grants, mentions, all will be there. And the next screen, it says like I have selected only for the analytics. It says analytics, profile visitors, what are the impact, what are the citations, what are the papers. You can even download of your CV once you have updated your profile well. And what are the country overall downloaded your papers, and what are the keywords your and the external links. All it can be measured like, okay, it's allowed. And now simple search, I made it in academia itself, research visibility, immediately that shows like a 4 lakh or 3,000 papers which is available. When you just go and do it with the Google, and you have to go filter and authentication and all. But here, everything what they just collected only with the research papers, and it is by that dominative publishers, and it is in a scholarly communication. Now all the papers, it is available for you to download. And next the tool which is called the ResearchGate. So it's now ResearchGate, it's going wonderful, and this is the dominative open access, and it's freely available. Anyone can log in. Very dominative. The tool is called the ResearchGate. Now international level, this is the going the topmost, and all the researchers they've logged into this. Now this is done by the medicine and then computer science scientist in 2008, and now it is used by 14 million the members, and the ResearchGate mission is to connect world of science. Okay, all the science, all the research has to be get open and used by that society. Now there are a number of benefits are there, and very simple. You can create a profile, share your publications, you can connect with your researchers, your colleagues, and is seeing a new collaborations it's possible to get. Even your profile is available international, and when you're doing a good in a research, people will connect you for their collaborations. They will extend their collaboration to you. And obtaining statistics and metrics, what are the papers and total citations, all it is possible. How many people have read, how many people are viewed of your profile, all it is. Now endorsing the skill of others, you can also support the others for doing a good research, and you can authenticate them. It is going good and all those things. Ability to bookmark favorites, ability to comment and send feedbacks, ability to share news items, update easily and quickly. All it is possible. Now these are the different metrics which is available. Even LIS, you can have a research on this. I have done a research on this. Indian universities participation in ResearchGate. Already completed my I completed one research. So these are the metrics which is available. Publications, members, share, references, following followers, questions, answers, and citations, reads, recommendation, H index, RG score, everything it is available. You can just go and look into it thoroughly, and you can do for your research, or you can teach your faculty members. And now here I would like to just mention how your profile page looks. Now this is my page, and I have around 39 publications on this. Total reads around 800 I have received. Citation is this, okay? And it has all the details, overall members, and I'm belongs to where, which department, and contributions. It allow you to contribute with all the research data, your publications, your posters, and everything, whatever it is. Even your question and answers, all will be there. Just for your information, now overall publication, it comes with that. You may ask, like, sir, whether the full text can be host or not. With the permission, if it is an open access, you can host full text, or you can restrict only the abstract level. Okay, all the publications. Now my profile and how many people are following, all that, and here it shows like topics and what are the interest of my topics. Where all so here this info you will be getting on your profile CV also. Okay, now RG score, you can have a look, and total RG score. So now you want to increase of your RG score. That combination of the RG score is, it's by the publication, by the questions, answers, and followers. When you want to increase of your RG score, what are the components is, and 50% goes for your publication, and 25% it goes for your questions, and 24% it goes for your answers, and only 1% it goes for your follower. Like, okay, now these are the important how we can improve of our RG scores. Like this, you should give a tips to your faculty members, then people will have an attraction. Like, okay, now H-index also you can go through, and what is your H-index with the eliminating of your self citations. This gives. Now next is the tool and Google Scholar, and we are rushing in at the time, and I'll just try to finish. And Google Scholar, hope you're very very well aware of this, and it's a freely available. You teach your faculty members to create a Google Scholar individually, and all together you can also have the entire the profile on by your institution also, but that's not recommendable. Okay, now H-index, item index, social sciences, very dominantly people, they are not publishing any of that indexed journals. So for that it is recommended, let them do it by the Google Scholar. And what are the paper which they have just floated in online, that automatically just brings us to Google Scholar, and you will have a very good citation by others, and your H-index and your item index and the citations will increase. Okay, yeah. Now sample profile, and this is the profile, and you know that total citations here, H-index, your item index. Okay, and these are the papers and how many times got cited, which year, all the details you can have it in a single place. Now highlight is, and you can create your profile with the 3 steps. You can give your all the details. Now this allow you to create by Gmail, but to make a visibility by your institutional mail ID. Okay, only that you need to have. Now give your profile and what exactly you are familiarized on the particular subject or area of research, all, and add your articles. See, simply when you create, that brings Jayaprakash and 1000 Jayaprakash, but I want to just select my article only 55, then add article and choose yours. Okay, maybe like here it's a 10 or 15, you chose only first 2 is mine. You can just have a tick and then say add. So this is the way you can add article into your profile. Otherwise, and other articles will be shown to you, yours, and you will get confused. Okay, and the third is like finally you can update of your profile, and automatically once it is updated first time, and later it takes with it your mail ID and your the area of interest and your institution affiliation. Okay, now profile, make it public. As I said, like this is the place and where exactly you can make it public. Once it is clicked, it will ask for give your institutional mail ID, give that, it will have a verification and do it. Why verification is, you are floating a research information, so that information should not be wrong, so they will have an authentication check by this. Yeah. Next important is, it is with the Babloon. So now Babloon is the new product. Before it was available with the researcher ID. Now Babloon, which has merged, researcher ID is no more. They have just merged with that. This is by the Web of Science and Thomas Reuters. Now the recent is Clarivate Analytics. So this, the Babloon is the new product. See, now this will help you. For example, one of your faculty which they are applying for any registrar or a VC post, and their name is spelled in the 2 different spelling, like Jayaprakash, J-E-Y-A, J-A-Y-A, and I have 40 papers in J-E-Y-A, and I have 40 papers in the J-A-Y-A. So how do we just get connected with this? Now the Babloon is a very good tool. You log into this, it lasts like a number of different spelled names and everything. You confirm as an author, and next 32, see here, verified reviews. He has reviewed around 522 articles, which is dominated by Web of Science, and then Scopus indexed journals. That's what the most highlight. He has received many awards, continuously 18, 19, and he is just receiving the reviewer award. So I've selected this profile metrics you will have, and publications and peer review. All the details will be available here. The simple screenshot I'm showing for your the visualization and the statistics you can provide. Metrics, it is there with the number of papers by that year and the citations and everything, and it just shows with the number of years with the reviews, how many reviews he has done for a particular year. All that metrics you can take it. Publication, total number of papers, total number of citations, your H index, average citations and average citations per year. All the calculations they are doing by Web of Science. This gives only for the Web of Science papers, okay, and Web of Science index papers. Now review metrics, how many you have just reviewed and what are the verified and what is the average. All that you can have a look into this. This is the wonderful product which gives for the review. Now recently NAC and NRF they're asking with the additional importance of the faculty members and their contributions toward the subject. This is the important and you can make use of it. Now total publications it says, see here different elsewhere, Springer, all topmost the publishers he has reviewed. So he is a reviewer, then obviously he should be the expert on the particular the field. Okay. Now editorial membership, apart from this current membership and where he has and past membership and verified his records, you can show after seeing this profile and the outsiders and whether the collaborator or a funder or the employee, they will give a very, very positive attitude on your profile. So that's what it is. Now verified reviews, it says like almost 522 papers. He has just reviewed in different the topmost journals. Even that says with the 53 by that particular area, okay, by the Web of Science. All the details will be there, right? Now simple screens and Bharat University, already we have around 153 researcher on this Babylon, and we are doing good, and all the scholars we are teaching them and how to get along with this, and it is going good. Now these are the researchers, and see here, once we have a researcher, immediately it shows like belongs to publications, verified reviews. You can, as an IQAC member, I need to go and ask them how many papers you are using in international journals. I can see from here and then update. Okay. Now Bharat University faculty profile, Lakshman, 170 publications, so total 5,000, around 6,000 citations, and the H index is 42. Now this information can be looked into this Babylon, which is very, very new. Please do. And then the final one, Vidwan. As I said, like a recent the implementation by that UGC, every faculty members from higher learning institutions should have a profile in Vidwan at the same time, and a profile should have in as an institution by IRNS. This is what 2 weeks before they have implemented. Please inform to your faculty members and be ready with this. Okay, and they may ask like, how do we just get into this Vidwan? So you can tell them Vidwan for individual members to create for profiles, and IRNS. And for example, Bharat University, all the faculty members, when they've created from the Vidwan profile, immediately I'll implement IRNS based on what you created in the Vidwan. If not, and you have to collect all the details and supply to that the InfluMnet, they will create an instance for all the faculty members. They will implement the IRNS. So IRNS, it is taking the profile from Vidwan only. Okay, it is taking the profile from Vidwan, and when you want to implement, first of all, you make sure that all the faculty member has a profile by Vidwan. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Now, Vidwan, it is by a Government of India, sponsored, InfluMnet is doing it, and this is there from long back, but a recent, very active Vidwan, and see here you can have a registration. It says like Government of India wanted to find out who's good and who's expertise in which field and other things by which institution. For that, they've started this. Now, 54,000 plus experts are already connected with this. And more than 6,000 organizations are there, and total number of papers 8 lakh plus 20,000 papers and citations which is available here. Now you please log in, have a look, and this screenshots I'm just showing simple registration. I know that you are very familiar. You're going to teach your faculty members. Now this I would like to mention: personal information you can add, expertise information, experience, and educational qualification, honors and awards, doctoral thesis, and professional bodies, membership in a committee, research projects and publications. See here, this stuff will be there uniformly for all the faculty members. When we ask this by the faculty member without any structure, they will give it in the different styles, and but here by Vidwan will get a very, very structured manner. So it is very easy to get information, plus easy to get their CVs also. Now publications, I mean, there are a lot of options. I am just showing you publication. You can even add manually or import by the BibTeX. So that's what, and these are my papers, and you can go and edit. You can even link with that DOI also, right? So like this, teach them, all the faculty members, they should have a publication in the Vidwan, and easy to spell out any publications by record by your authority or IQAC or your library, any other purpose you want to connect. Now, academic identity, this profile has the connectivity of all the author IDs, Archid ID, Scopus, Researcher, Google Scholar ID, Microsoft, everything, it just connects, okay? And this is what I would like to mention at the final screen. So once you updated, see here, I can go download of my CV. So all that, I'll have a separate URL for my profile. If anybody is asking, you know, to give for 30 pages of a printout, simply you can share your HTTP that URL, and people can download of your CV. My profile number is 62853. This is what each and every profile unique ID is there, and Vidwan is giving. Now simply share, and wherever you are applying or wherever you are applying or funding for extra information, you can give this. Okay. Now with that, I'll just conclude, and these are the CV which I can just download. It says 15 pages very neatly. What are my personal expertise and the awards and honors what I've received, paper publications and extra activities, everything will be there. Like, so this is what I would like to. So here today we have just, I've just rushed for 30 minutes, and exactly I could complete. And I'll just sum up what we have just covered. And first of all, I'll just stop sharing of my presentation. So I have just taken that research visibility, and for that research visibility, all that institutions are doing good in research, only that the visibility is missing. You make all the tools to be aware by the faculty members, and you yourself, okay, aware yourself and then faculty members, and make use of your all research to be available outside for better visibility. So profile management is the tool I have covered for Vivo and IRNS and the Pure for institutional, and individual, which is there for Google Scholar and ResearchGate and Vidwan, Academia, and then Manley, all others. So with that, I'll conclude this presentation, maybe like very short time, and we could not, put it in an elaborative manner. Anyway, as all our LS, we are very much updated with that technologies. You will go and explore, and you will do good for your institution. Like, thank you so much for the opportunity, and we'll meet again. Thank you. Yes, sir. Hope that coordinators are available.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Jaiprakash sir, for your informative presentation and very useful for LIS professional. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next, I am very happy to present the profile of Dr. M. Dorirajan, MA, MPhil, PhD degree holder. His total experience is 29 years. He has published more than 50 national and international journals. He has participated in various conferences and a seminar workshop. He has produced 6 PhD scholars. Presently, President of Academic Library Association, Tiruchirappalli. I invite Dr. M. Dorirajan to deliver his lecture on best practice for academic librarians. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am very happy to be one of the resource person in the program organized by Madras Library Association, a traditional library association, along with Bharadasan University. My topic of interest is best practices in academic libraries. Actually, some of the practices which are identified as best by others because of its uniqueness. The uniqueness of any practice which is followed in one institution is going to be followed by other institutions, may be called as best practices. It is often stated that the emergence of information society and Knowledge Society have given impetus to service sector, and quality characteristics are sought in the services offered to the customers. The concept of best practices is not new to the libraries. The 5 laws of library science, endowed with the philosophy of best practices with catalog code, for instance, may be considered as one of the best practice. Education sector is the one which has been brought under the scanner of quality perception. All we are very much worried about the accreditation scores from NAC and NBA. The organization like UGC and AICT and similar other organizations have created special bodies to assess the quality in educational institutions, especially those imparting higher education. This resulted in the establishment of NAC and NBA. Best practices. According to Online Dictionary of Library and Information Science, describes best practices as follows. In the application of theory to real life situations, procedures that, when properly applied consistently, yield superior results and are therefore used as reference points in evaluation of the effectiveness of alternative methods of accomplishing the same task. Best practices are identified by examining empirical evidence of success. NAC and best practices. The document prepared by NAC for best practices in academic library says, best practice may be innovative and be a philosophy, policy, strategy, program, process, or practice that solves a problem or create new opportunities and positively impact on organizations. Some of the best practices developed by NAC are management and administration of library, collection and services, extent of user services, use of technology. These are the 4 major sections in which the set of best practices followed in Indian libraries are identified by NAC. For example, in earlier days, the best practices adopted in academic libraries of India are library automation, student-teacher usage statistics, newspaper clipping services, career information services, free internet facility, information literacy programs, suggestion box, feedback mechanism, displaying new arrivals, etc. Some of the programs like conducting book exhibition on different occasions, organizing book talks, annual best user awards, organizing competitions annually, conducting user survey periodically, making a pathfinder to the library, maintaining the library neat and clean, updating and maintaining dynamic library website, regular library committee meetings, competitive examination cell, civil service reference section, ANOLU land program, open study center, garden library or green library, formation of discussion clubs, heritage documentary collections, extending library service to rural public, read a book and get a pen, library reference work and internal marks. For example, in our college, we are providing continuous internal assessment marks to the students, those who are using the library regularly. So library reference work and internal marks, user orientation programs, and SMS alert service. Nowadays, the NAC and other accreditation agencies are asking about the initiatives for digital libraries in the colleges, introduction of barcode and RFID technologies. These practices have both traditional and ICT-based operations. For example, it is one of the best practice in library followed by Dr. Ranganathan. Dr. S.R. Ranganathan writes that he brought to the notice of Sir C.V. Raman about Raman effect, which was published in a foreign journal. This incident happened in Madras University Library in early 30s. Sir C.V. Raman received Nobel Prize for his work on Raman effect. The message was conveyed by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan to service Sir C.V. Raman. It is a service made by one library profession, that is our Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, father of library science. It is one of the noted best example of best practice. Conclusion. A best practice tends to spread throughout the field or industry after its success has been demonstrated. So if you are following a practice, it has to be a success one, it has to be followed by some other institutions. However, it is often noted that demonstrated best practices can be slow to spread. According to American Productivity and Quality Center, the three main barriers to adoption of best practices are lack of knowledge, lack of motivation, and lack of skills. But nowadays, if you are following a practice in your institution, your management has to be communicated what are the practice you are going to follow, what will be the cost for maintaining that practice continuously, whether it is possible for your institution to continue it. If it is possible, what are the hardware or software you need, and everything you have to consult with your management, whether it is a private management or government body, we have to convey everything in budget. Afterwards only you can follow the best practice in your library. So if you are following a best practice, it should not be for the sake of knack. It should be followed and continued throughout the days and throughout the years. Then only it can be reached to the user community, and the user community will communicate to the competent authority that you are doing well. So with this, I conclude that the library should follow certain best practices which are already made as benchmarks in other institutions, can be followed in our libraries with certain limitations. That limitations has to be communicated to the management timely, and it has to be convinced, and it can be a happened one in your library also. With this concluding remarks, I thank the organizers, especially Dr. Nityanandam sir and his team of Mala, and Bharadasan University, Dr. Srinivasa Raghavan, HOD, Library and Information Science Department, Bharadasan University, and other viewers, researchers, and library professionals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your well presentation. Thank you, sir. Shashiraga, madam. Hello. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any questions people are asking are only finally?
No, sir.
Sorry for the disturbance. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Shashiraka, madam, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Let me present the profile of Dr. Shashiraka. Is MLIS, MPhil, PhD degree holder. She has attended many conferences and seminars. She has participated, attended 20 workshops. She has published 28 national and international journals. With this introduction, I invited Dr. Shashiraga to deliver his lecture on using ETD. ETD is for effective research. Thank you, madam. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for introducing me. Good afternoon to one and all present here. First, I would like to thank our organizers, Bharadasan University and Madras Library Association, for giving me this opportunity to present the topic on using EDDs for effective research. I want to share my presentation here, please. Okay, sir. Today we are discuss about following content. What is the first step of research, and how to find the right source, and what is the role of literature review in doing effective research using electronic thesis and dissertations, and open EDDs available in worldwide. First we discuss, as obese means having so much body fat that your health in danger. As like us, having too much of information can lead to incorrect knowledge. So we must aware of digital dieting, from information obesity to intellectual fitness. Clearly, there is a need to filter information in order to learn. Information obesity can be considered a failure of filtering strategies. It has various underlying and interrelated causes, such as lack of management of information resources, information increases in quantity, and lack of technological awareness, and so on. So we must aware of digital dieting, from information obesity to intellectual fitness. Yesterday also Dr. Ganesan sir addressed the same thing in his presentations. So we must aware of effective searching. Effective searching can allow us to find the materials we want to among the huge number of online resources available. Nowadays, so Google claims it searches more than 3 billion web pages. So, do you think you are searching the internet effectively? How have you been frustrated by search results that are confused and not relevant? Web searches are not always intuitive, and there are steps you can follow to access even the deep and invisible web. Anybody can publish anything on the internet, so we must aware of it. Keep in mind that almost anybody can publish anything they wish on the online. Unlike similar information found in newspapers and television broadcast, information available on the internet is not regulated for quality or accuracy. Therefore, it is particularly important for the individual user to choose the right resources or information on the internet. Keep in mind that almost anyone can publish anything they wish on the web. When you start your research, you are taking part in an academic debate about your subject. As a part of this, you will use and build upon the ideas of the other people, evaluating and critiquing them. So we have to do some research. What type of information sources, where do academic texts come from? Is it scholarly or non-scholarly? So we must aware of that. 1 minute. Not all the information you find is the right information. Not everything you are looking for available on the internet is not reliable. So we must aware of it. Before you jump online to find sources for your research work, you must aware of the correct informations where we can find the sources. Choose the keyword for your search. Good search terms are essential to quality research. So generate a list of keywords before you start researching. Ask yourself, to what do I know about my topic? What do I want to about my topic? List the answers to those questions using single words or simple phrases. That will become your keywords. So before you jump online to find sources for your research, make sure you know what kind of sources you are going to refer. That's why we need to identify the scholastic good academic sources. Scholarly books and journals and electronic theses and dissertations are the vital for academic works. They help us to understand debates and ideas, questions our own opinions, and shape our arguments effectively and at the right level. So we have to refer the reliable sources. We must know where do academic texts come from. Most of the academic works, publications, research comes from theses and dissertations, research data only. Most of the research articles are peer-reviewed journal articles. Next, we are discussing about the importance role of literature review. Literature review is the essential part of research process. It connects the ideas to the literature. One minute. Okay. It provides the interpretation of existing literature. It helps in calculating the impact of latest information. It brings up the dialects of contradictions between the various thoughts. So we first know about the literature review, role of literature review in academic work, academic writing. The main focus of academic research work is to develop a new argument, and a research paper is likely to contain a literature review. As one of its parts, any research work, you use the literature as a foundation and as a support for new insight that you contribute. The focus of literature review. The focus of literature review can give you an overview or act as a stepping stone. For academic professionals, they are useful reports that keep them up to date with what is current in the field. First, research scholars, the depth and breadth of the literature review emphasizes the credibility of the writer in his or her field. Literature review also provides a solid background for a research we are going to investigate. So it is very important. Then what is the EDD? For literature review, we are using theses and dissertations. Here in this session, we are discussing about electronic theses and dissertations. Electronic theses and dissertations is a major topic of interest for research scholars worldwide. E-theses and dissertations are primary, rich, unique, valuable sources of scholarly information, which is the outcome of focused, extensive, and in-depth research work of several years involving in intellectual work by scholars and supervisors. These EDDs were historically always kept under lock and key by vigilant librarians, and most libraries do not lend thesis and dissertation through interlibrary loan. They closed access system. This system affected their usage badly, and those valuable sources mostly remained undiscovered, unutilized, and uncited. The emergence of electronic sources, developments in open access, and the creation of the digital repositories all make possible the best use of scholarly information sources, including theses and dissertations. These repositories have become showcase of the intellectual achievements of scholars and their institutions by making the research output available globally in various forms, including electronic theses and dissertations. Since the digital repositories have started to archive electronic theses and dissertations, their usage statistics have been positively affected. The electronic theses and dissertation repositories not only increase the visibility of electronic thesis and dissertation, but also increase institutions' research impact and their ranking in scholarly world. Next, this is the growth pattern of electronic thesis and dissertations. Electronic thesis and dissertations are the most frequent and most important research product found in open access repositories. After journal articles, they are accepted by more than 55% of the repositories in open directory of open access resources. Journal articles are mostly shined and polished products of electronics and thesis and dissertations. Therefore, most of the digital libraries enrich their collections by accepting the EDDs. This diagram shows the growth pattern of the electronics and thesis and dissertations. Researchers worldwide can take advantage of the research conducted at any institution in the world, along with other benefits. The growth of EDDs has also shown a constantly increasing trend since 2006. Many countries created national repositories like India's South Ganga to archive the EDDs of all disciplines at the national level and made regulations for scholars to compulsorily deposit the EDDs in the national repository to facilitate use and avoid plagiarism and duplication. Many institutions have created repositories to archive subject-specific EDDs as well. These efforts have increased with the number of EDD repositories worldwide. Further, all the countries contribute today EDD repositories as per the capacities and developed continents like Europe and like US and is the top list. Europe and US is the top contributor for the EDD repositories, that is in directory of open access repositories. These EDD repositories archive content in 35 languages and most of the repositories accept EDDs written in English language. The valuable information can be in any language, not necessarily in English. Further, many countries in the world like China and Iran also prefer to research using their own national language. For the software platform, DSpace is the most used software operational in 50% of the electronic thesis and dissertation repositories. Here I listed, these are all the main electronic thesis and dissertations. The growth of EDD, the number of EDDs repositories from 2006 to 17 shows a constantly increasing trend. Nowadays, the researchers from worldwide are using these electronic thesis and dissertations sites for getting their papers and using this as the most reliable academic sites. Okay, we have to see one by one. First one is Open DOAR. Open DOAR means Open Directory for Open Access Repository. It is produced by, developed by Sherpa. This is the site address. OpenDOR is the quality assured global directory of open access repositories. Nearly countries all over the world contributed their national repositories in this platform. This is the sample. In our India, the following institutions are contributed. Nearly 97 institutions contributed for this Open DOAR. The next one is Networked Digital Library Thesis and Dissertations. It is the one of the biggest EDD database in worldwide. It has 59 lakhs of electronic thesis and dissertations worldwide. Here we can access by country-wise. Here you know India have a South Ganga. So this is here we can access any country's thesis and dissertations. Even we can access the Europe thesis and Hong Kong thesis and Pakistan thesis. In any country we can access the thesis through this NDLDD platform. one of the most biggest thesis and dissertations platform. The next one is ProQuest. ProQuest thesis and dissertations. It is open access. ProQuest is the one of the major contributor for thesis and dissertation database. It has 2 million works across 100 countries. The site name is ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis. This database contains multidisciplinary thesis and dissertations. The last one is open access. Open access thesis and dissertation. OADD.org. It is one of the major contributor for the e-thesis and dissertations published around the world. Collections from 1,100 colleges, universities, and research institutions. This OADD has nearly 51 lakhs of theses and dissertations. It is an open access one, not restricted. So you may visit this OADD.org. These are all the databases, the EDD databases, electronic thesis and dissertation databases available all over the world. For India, we all know South Ganga is the major contributor. We already used this database, South Ganga. These thesis and dissertations are the South Ganga Implemented Centers provides the platform for research students to deposit their PhD thesis and make it available to the entire scholarly communication in open access. The repository has the ability to capture, index, store, and disseminate and preserve the EDDs submitted by the researchers. South Ganga is the open access EDD repository in Indian thesis and dissertations. It has nearly 2,70,000 of full text thesis, the 7,650 synapses, and contributing universities are nearly 451 universities contributing all over the India. This is the growth rate of South Ganga's thesis repository. South Gangotri is the one of the biggest database for synapses, PhD synapses. It is also provided by the NFLIPNet Center. So you can access these sites to getting the full text thesis and dissertations. So first we want to know about the search techniques. Even we have so many sessions for search techniques. Then only you can get the right information for your research work, effective research work. Here I have listed only 3. First one is Boolean connectors, and second one is phrase searching, third one is truncation simple. Then only you get the exact information from the version of the information. I mean the internet. Here I have listed some more online resources for effective research, effective academic research. These are all the sites. You can access the full text articles also. That's all I completed my sessions.
Okay, madam. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you, President, madam. Program coordinator. Thank you for your good presentation. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Hello?
you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Okay, sir. Thanks. I think on the first day, second day sessions also going, all are completed.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, participants, and thank you, organizers.
Thank you, madam.
Shall I leave the meeting, sir?
Yes.
Sir Nityanandam, sir.
முக்கியம் சர்வீஸ் டீன்.
Okay, sir. Okay. I think we will. The second day session is over.
Okay, madam.
We will continue tomorrow for third day session, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thanks, Dr. S.G. Rajsekhar, sir, for giving a wonderful welcome address and introducing the resource person, and you are conducting second day in church. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.